Hello everyone, my name is Neziri and this presentation was also produced by Nissinen and Hokkanen. Today we are going to familiarize ourselves with the concept of a circular economy by going through three real-life examples of companies that utilize a circular business model. First, we will present the businesses of Varustelleka, Swappie and GameStop, examining their organizational strategies and discussing how circularity is implemented into them. Then we will analyze the similarities and differences between the three organizations from various viewpoints, and finally, we will discuss the overall position of the circular economy concept in Finland. Okay, let's start. Varustelleka is a Finnish company founded in 2003 that sells army and outdoor equipment and clothes. They have a physical store located in Konala, Helsinki. However, their main sales channel is their online store varustelleka.fi. They aim to produce high-quality products that last long and can also be recycled, thus extending the product lifecycle. Varustelleka's vision is to be the forerunners in value creation to customers, be globally known, and to be a profitable, growing company. Their mission is to actively take initiative, do everything with pride, and to spread awareness and information. They state that the employees have a 100% responsibility to act according to their mission. Their overall business strategy is divided into four priorities. First, brand level up project. The aim is to make Varustelleka's own brands Särmä, Särmä TST, Terävä and Jämä globally known. The goal is to achieve this through the web store by visuals and storytelling, also planning a brand video for the labels. 2. America first. Varustelleka has a goal to open a new distribution channel, Amazon US. They also aim to set up a server in North America to speed up download times. 3. Winning product range. Through effective product group leadership, Varustelleka aims to have the best product range amongst its competitors. They aim to expand their storage capacity and make sure that slow-moving products will not remain in the storage hanging around. Number 4. Environmental destruction. Now. This is the part of the business strategy that connects it to the circular economy business model. Varustelleka plans to do an environmental statement report for the year 2019 and compensate the carbon footprint that it has caused. Varustelleka also promises to continue their ethics program according to the plan and keep developing their circular economy model. They launched their circular business concept in 2017 and Varustelleka participates in the circular economy in various ways. First, Varustelleka buys used products from their customers and resells them online and in the physical store. The incentive for the customer is a 50% or 20% compensation of the original price of the product. The percentage is determined based on the condition of the item. However, Varustelleka charges a handling fee when customers return their used items. When the items are returned to the physical store, they charge €1 and €0.50 per item. When returned by mail, the handling fee is €6 and €0.5 per item. The final compensation amount is paid to the customer's account. Thus, they can use it to buy additional Varustelleka products. The used product is placed back to be sold with a price that is 50% off the original price. These products are clearly marked by a green badge in the online store. This buying and selling of used products serves Varustelleka in two ways. It strengthens the relationship between the customer and Varustelleka, and it also entices the customer to continue shopping at Varustelleka. Varustelleka also participates in the circular economy by purchasing excess stock from different national armies and further selling them in their online store. Finally, they also offer a repack packaging as a sustainable packaging alternative during checkout. This way, customers can choose to support this sustainable alternative, also sending a message to Varustelleka about their priorities. In a more aggregate level, Varustelleka aims to minimize the harm done to the environment by investigating their environmental impacts and compensating them, by openly communicating about their environmental impact, and by providing information about their activities and setting an example for others. Finally, there are some things that Varustelleka could seek to improve in order to improve its adoption of a circular business model. Currently, Varustelleka only accepts certain product labels to be part of the circular economy model. These labels are Särmä, Savotta and Jämä, that are Varustelleka's own labels. As a result of this small range of potential products to return, at this time there are only 7 products in the second-hand section of the Varustelleka web store. Thus, we would recommend Varustelleka to seek ways to expand the range of products and brands that it can accept as returns. Now let's move on to Swappie. Swappie is a Finnish company founded in 2015 that operates an online store buying and reselling used iPhones all over Europe. Swappie buys used iPhones from consumers, refurbishes them completely to ensure adequate quality for reselling, and then sells them to consumers through their online store. The refurbishment process includes 52 technical steps to ensure that each phone functions correctly. Because of this detailed refurbishment process and close quality control, customers can be confident that the used iPhone they buy from Swappie works like a brand new one. They also guarantee this by offering a 1-year warranty. With contrast to Varustelleka, Swappie's entire business model is based on circularity. Their basic operations aim to prolong the life cycle of smartphones through refurbishment and reselling, and the operations obviously also result in decreased electronic waste as well. Thus, they can be described as a downstream circular company. The incentive for the consumer is clear, as Swappie pays the suppliers of used iPhones a compensation. Conversely, people are able to buy used phones that are in good condition for significantly lower prices. Customers naturally have a wide range of preferences, and therefore Swappie has created a scale of quality on their smartphones. Customers who are more willing to tolerate slightly worse quality, minor scratches on the screen, etc., can purchase phones at more affordable prices. In contrast, iPhones that have no external signs of use are sold at higher prices. This way, Swappie can resell a larger number of phones than it could if it just sold the phones that are in perfect condition. Swappie provides full transparency in its operations. They publish online reviews from customers on their website. Swappie is also aiming towards international expansion to increase the amount of resold iPhones. However, the recommendations we have also concern this international side of the operations, as Swappie's service seeks to ensure fast delivery all over the world. Thus, Swappie should seek to develop its supply chain to mitigate the negative effects that its logistics have on the environment. For example, air freight delivery is fast and reliable, but it causes excessive strain on the climate. Another consideration concerns the use of packaging in their products. Obviously, if possible, Swappie should seek to reuse the original packages of the phones they resell. However, this is not currently the case, as they use packages manufactured specifically for Swappie. This incurs unnecessary additional use of resources that could most probably be avoided, at least with original packages in good enough condition. Finally, let's move on to GameStop. GameStop is the world's largest video game retailer, and it's a publicly traded company listed in the New York Stock Exchange. It was founded in 1996 in the United States and offers new and pre-owned video gaming consoles, accessories, and video game titles in both physical and digital formats. GameStop has struggled with changing with the overall gaming industry, as their business model was highly dependent on the sales of actual physical items. This resulted in stalled growth and poor financial performance. To mitigate the situation, GameStop launched its turnaround initiative. Currently, the overall strategy of GameStop is now based on 4 pillars. First, optimize the core. The aim is to optimize their core business by improving efficiency and effectiveness across the organization, including cost restructuring, inventory management optimization, adding and growing high-margin product categories, and rationalizing the global store base. Number 2, become the social or cultural hub for gaming. In this pillar, the aim of GameStop is to create the social and cultural hub of gaming across the GameStop platform by testing and improving existing core assets, including the store experience, knowledgeable associates, and the Power Up Rewards loyalty program. Number 3, building a digital platform. GameStop seeks to build compelling digital capabilities, including the recent relaunch of GameStop.com, to reach customers more broadly across the omnichannel platform and give them the full spectrum of content and access to products that they desire. Finally, number 4, transforming vendor partnerships. In this, GameStop aims to transform their vendor and partner relationships to unlock additional high-margin revenue streams and optimize the lifetime value of every customer. Overall, GameStop claims to be committed to operating in a sustainable way. In their everyday operations, GameStop also recognizes the risks of climate change and tries to mitigate them in the best possible way. They try to adopt procedures that allow them to, for example, operate effectively in the case of supply chain disruptions caused by natural disasters. As these aspects clearly demonstrate, the industry is going digital, which forces GameStop to rethink its business model. This has led to a gradual transition towards a circular business model. As it is inherent in their strategy, GameStop's transition towards a circular business model is sponsored by the highest level of executives, through which it is implemented to be part of every employee's work. For example, GameStop employs an energy manager that serves as a dedicated resource for their energy management and emissions reduction initiatives and continues to look for ways to further reduce their carbon footprint. The central part of the circular business model is the trade-in program. GameStop takes in software in the form of CDs, gaming consoles, and consumer electronics with the end goal being refurbishment or recycling. The trade-in program first started with gaming-related products, but has since extended into other consumer electronics such as Android and iOS devices. The goal is to return the products to their original factory condition, not upgraded or downgraded. To ensure ethical handling of confidential or sensitive information, GameStop erases all data on the device through an in-depth process, for example, overwriting several times or hex coding code when it is necessary. Most products end up being resold, but about 15% have to be recycled. For example, for the numbers in 2019, over 2.5 million pieces of software were refurbished, over 3.1 million electronic devices were refurbished, and over 1.4 million pounds of electronic waste was recycled. This buy-sell model of GameStop of various devices has become a part of their core business. As the CEO of GameStop, Paul Raines, states, "We could trade shoes if we wanted to." As far as recommendations go, GameStop should seek to extend the range of product that it is able to refurbish and resell. This is currently in development, as GameStop fully recognizes the digitalization of the gaming industry. When discs disappear, they aim to build capabilities to move on to different products that remain relevant in the future. In addition, GameStop sells some of their own products, such as Bluetooth controllers. They should develop these products to be highly modular, so that when they inevitably stop operating in the future, the parts within them can be replaced, or the products can be fully recycled and the parts can be used as parts in other products. Let's next talk about the similarities and differences between the three companies. The three companies examined definitely present some similarities and differences in their circular business models. In the case of Varustelleka and GameStop, the company's original founding business models did not present particularly clear aspects of circularity. However, they have developed these business models to adapt to recent changes within their business environments. Through its return and resell program, Varustelleka is able to strengthen the relationship between the customer and Varustelleka, and it also entices the customer to continue shopping at Varustelleka. For GameStop, the transition towards circularity enables them to adapt to the digitalization of the gaming industry. In contrast, Swappia's whole value proposition is based on a circular business model. Quite interestingly, all the companies examined share similar concepts in their circular business models. The operations in all the companies are based on buying used products, refurbishing them, and reselling them to consumers to extend the life cycle of the products. Through the utilization of circular operations in very central functions within these companies, every employee is a part of the circular business model and is in their own part responsible for promoting the transition towards it. This is highlighted by the public statement made by each of the companies regarding their commitment to sustainability throughout their organizations. The companies partner up with various organizations in order to provide their value proposition to their customers. For example, GameStop's vendor partners are an important component in their strategy as they directly affect the revenue of the company. Because the sales of physical games is diminishing, GameStop must find new ways to make these vendors profitable, for example, by sharing the revenues of digital sales with vendor partners. Swappiest partners, on the other hand, are more closely related to marketing activities, as the use of influencer marketing is an important function for their business. They must ensure that their brand is represented in a manner suitable for them, and thus close cooperation with the selected influencers is needed. In addition to these differences in utilizing partners, some similarities do also exist. Due to the similarities in their business models, all the companies must cooperate with logistics partners very closely to ensure the sustainability of their supply chains, as operating a circular business model would be of little use if the emissions of plane freight would offset all the positive environmental impacts of the business model. Taking all this into consideration, it is quite natural that most of our recommendations concern the extension of the product ranges that the companies include in their refurbishing and reselling process. In this way, the companies could seek to promote their own transition towards a circular economy through natural growth into other product groups, without the need to further develop totally new business models. Let's finally talk about the circular economy in Finland. The concepts of sustainability and circularity are clearly represented in the discussion of Finland in many fronts. For example, organizations such as Sitra, the Ministry of Environment, and the Council of State have made active efforts towards promoting the transition towards a circular economy, or an overall increase in adopting sustainability as an important factor in decision making. Sitra has developed a road for circularity for the years 2016 to 2025 and updates it regularly. Sitra also publishes a list of Finnish companies that promote circularity in their business actions. The list is updated regularly and companies can be relegated or promoted, and currently 124 example companies are included.
However, if circularity is to be truly embraced, more businesses should utilize it in their core business model. For example, of the 3 companies that we discussed today, only one has circularity inherently in their value proposition. This can lead to a situation where adopting something circular is just a means to stay relevant and seem externally sustainable, without the need for truly changing the business model of the company.
This clearly demonstrates that circularity is becoming a central topic for Finnish companies to consider. Finland's transition towards a circular economy is affected by organizations on the European and global levels as well. For example, OECD creates a yearly global sustainability report to illustrate the situation of the world. On the other hand, the European Union has developed a strategy plan for a circular economy that every member nation can implement. These include, for example, the Plastic Strategy Plan and the European Green Deal. In addition, Finland has gained interest in international media for its efforts regarding the adoption of a circular economy. Concerning the question of Finland as a frontrunner of circular economies, there are multiple aspects to consider. There are 3 things needed to be considered a frontrunner. First, the nation's government has to consider circularity as meaningful. Second, the companies have recognized the problem and some businesses are tackling the challenge. And finally, multinational corporations have to be involved in the change. Taking all this into consideration, we think it is safe to say that Finland is on the right path, but there is plenty of work left to do so that government programs are actually implemented on the operational level.
Organizations on the national and municipal level should seek to utilize regulations in driving the transition towards circularity. This should be aimed towards companies in particular, as they have the resources necessary to make a meaningful impact. For example, by offering tax incentives to companies that reach certain targets, the government can entice the implementation of more sustainable processes. In addition, these national and municipal organizations should follow sustainable standards in their own processes, for example, by procuring from circular economy actors. In this way, they can be the frontrunners within their own countries and lead by example.